Within this hangar's confines and on tarmacs around the world, squadron personnel battled to maintain their aging fleet. 40 Squadron's commitment to meeting its tasks has become, necessarily, more determined than ever before. It's an ethos, a philosophy, a way of life, if you like, which was nurtured in the difficult days of World War II. In those dark days, isolated as we like to think we were, Japan's imperial forces were pushing perilously near to Australia and New Zealand. With our forces heavily committed to pushing back Japan's relentless advance into the Pacific, we were woefully short of mechanisms to provide those forces with rapid support. This crisis spawned 40 Squadron's establishment on the 1st of June 1943. F.J. Popeye Lucas, seen here at a Royal New Zealand Air Force 25th anniversary dinner, was 40 Squadron's first caretaker. In Popeye's own words, there was no aeroplane with which to start the initial service. Then, one morning, there appeared, parked on the tarmac, in lonely splendour, a brand new DC-3, the first to come to New Zealand. Engineer Gordon Murray, a Foundation member of 40 Squadron, recalls those early days.
Beginning of June 1943, I reported back to 1GR Squadron and was told I was a member of 40 Squadron, which I'd never heard of. Immediately proceeded to number one hangar and saw 4 C-47 aircraft in various stages of dismantling. I was told by the engineer officer that one of those was my aircraft, and I had 14 days to do an 8-hour inspection and had to be in the air at the end of 14 days. At the same time, I was told to report to the link trainer officer. He wouldn't tell me why. When I went over there, he said, "We're going to teach you flight engineers to fly C-47 aircraft in the air to relieve the pilots on long flights," which they did. So after 14 days, we had the aircraft ready. We did the customary test flight to check out fuel consumption and handling the aircraft. And once that was done, we set off flying up the islands, various destinations.
Initially, 2 other aircraft types helped to form 40 Squadron's inventory. C-60 Lodestars and C-63 Hudson bombers, modified for troop transport, joined the first Royal New Zealand Air Force C-47s. All C-47s were flown to New Zealand from the United States. Seemingly an unremarkable feat in modern aircraft, Dakotas or C-47s were not originally intended to fly such long distances.
We checked them ourselves. Our flight engineer would check them thoroughly. We picked ours up at San Diego. We got ours through the US Navy. And the Navy name for the C-47 was an R4D. And we used to do a performance flight of some duration, 5 or 6 hours, to get some idea of the petrol consumption of that particular aircraft before we ever left the States. But I can't ever recall anything of any note happening to any aircraft on the way out. They all come out perfectly okay.
Join us on our full advert-free streaming service at historicalmachines.tv, where you'll find lots more great footage just like this, all for less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month.